Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Houston Element Podcast. My name is Missy, and I'm your host. And today, I got to share time and space with a local artist and someone I've become a really huge fan of recently. Super excited. Producer, songwriter, vocalist, bad mama jamma. We have Miss Lillian Grace.
Hello, nice to meet you, and nice to meet the podcast. Yeah.
Yes, pleasure to have you, man.
Yeah, it's great. I'm excited to be here.
So for those that don't know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer out of Sharpstown, Southwest Houston. I am 20 years old, and I sing alternative pop music, and I sing mainly about overcoming addiction and living with trauma. So, yeah.
Which, being an artist, you're already divulging personal stuff no matter what, but I mean, that's some heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, but that's like my outlet. It's always been my outlet since I was like a really young kid, writing music about stuff I was going through. So if it can help other people, then it makes it all the better.
Not if, it will. It will, like me personally, it's like, I love artists such as like, SPM. And, if you listen to SPM, it talks a lot about a culture few have lived. I haven't lived it, but it hits me. Mm-hmm. So, what I'm saying, like, even if I may have not gone through your exact experience, your lyrics, your art form can move people who even haven't been in that situation. It's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, so I really love connecting with my fans who have been impacted, even though it's a small majority right now, but it's really nice to connect with them and hear their stories and see how we relate.
That's wonderful, man. So how did this music journey start for you?
It started when I was like 12, I guess. So I've been singing my whole life. I grew up in private school. Musical theater, choir, stuff like that. And then at 12, I started songwriting. And then as a 13-year-old, I was like, dang, studio time is expensive for a kid who can't get a job yet.
No lie.
So I was like, I'm just going to figure out how to do this myself. And I told my parents, I was like, hey, give me $25 a week, I'll clean the whole house. And so I did that for a couple months and got myself a MIDI keyboard and a mic. And they ended up giving me a computer for Christmas. And I just learned how to use samples in Logic and record in my own bedroom and made some pretty crappy mixes in the beginning. I made a song called Coffee Shop about my partner that I'm with actually currently. And it's like kind of a Hobo Johnson, like spoken poetry word vibe, but you can't find it anymore. It's like scraped off the internet.
Hobo Johnson.
Yeah, you don't know Hobo Johnson?
Negative.
He has a song called Peach Scone, and he's like a poet rapper. He's very interesting. But yeah, I wanted to be Hobo Johnson for a little while, and that's how that song came out. And then I kind of delve into my addiction pretty hard for a couple years and had to take a step back from music. And then basically in March or April of 2021, I overdosed. And whenever I woke up, basically, and I was like, wow, like I'm going to die. So if I'm going to live, I'm going to be a musician. This is the only way that I'm going to be like satisfied with being alive and not doing things that harm me. And so I got an internship at Studio 713 and I cleaned toilets there for months. I got a free music video and learned social media marketing. And here we are performing around Houston, stuff like that. So that's how I got here.
Well, first of all, I'm very glad to know that you're still here with us.
Thank you.
Thank goodness for that, and it's paid off because you've been blessing me and a lot of other people with your wonderful music, you know?
Thank you. Yeah. I'll have 2 years sober off of hard drugs in April. So,
well, happy early anniversary.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, man.
Yeah.
And, I've seen you, at P.T.S.D, and things like that, and a lot of open mics and things like that. And you're doing your thing, like, you killing it, dog. You know what I'm saying? You killing it. And for coming also from your background and being so focused and strong that you're like, even though there's alcohol around me, it ain't no thing.
Yeah. And alcohol was never really, like, my problem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not super tempting when I see other people doing it. So, yeah.
But still, man, that's, it's courage and it's a lot of fierceness, you know what I'm saying? Especially because you go out there, you just killing the show, man. If you haven't seen this young lady yet at P.T.S.D or any open mics or at Super Funland that you performed at recently, y'all wasting valuable time. It's some good stuff.
I hope to see y'all soon.
So can you tell us, like, because you did a show last night. I know it's not going to air right away, but you did a show recently at Super Happy Funland. So how was that?
It was really cool. I've been trying to practice my networking a little bit more, and those shows are typically smaller. And got there, went with a group of my friends, and ended up networking with a couple artists there who were super sweet. And then went home because I had work the next morning. But I also have shows coming up. I'll probably be at P.T.S.D this week. I go every other week. And then I have a show, the Matrimony show. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but it's an all-female showcase. So it'll be really cool if any of y'all want to come out. And then I also have a show called Love Shit that's coming up, and it's an R&B showcase hosted by Mac You Funny. So he's a really cool dude. I've known him for a while now. And that'd be also really cool if y'all want to come out. So,
so how's your experience been thus far at playing at these different venues around Houston?
It's been really cool. At first I was kind of shy. I feel like Houston's a very big hip hop scene, and it's great. I grew up in a very conservative household, and I didn't listen to a lot of hip hop, but now my ear has definitely changed because of all the artists that I've seen. And it's cool to be able to sing a different genre than what most people are performing, and have everybody still accept you and think that you're doing cool stuff. So I was really nervous in the beginning to think that nobody would want to hear my sound, because a lot of people do hip hop, but people like alternative pop music too. So that's cool.
I mean, and I like P.T.S.D event because, like, it feels like it's just a place for music heads and artists. It's like there may be a predominant rap, performances, but like when you play, girl, I see them. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are feeling it. They're vibing it. They're responding positively.
Yeah, I really like P.T.S.D. It's my favorite open mic overall. I used to perform at the Red Dwarf. It's now called The Garden, I think. It's on McGowan. And that was also kind of a rap-dominated thing. So I'm just saying, like, overall, with all the different venues I've gone to. But definitely P.T.S.D is my favorite open mic to go to. They're super sweet and very family-oriented, it feels like, amongst the artists. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. So how did you get this in, like, music production? Like, what made you decide that you wanted to take on the role? Because you're creating, you're writing, you're singing, you're performing. What made you want to take on that role as well?
I have a couple different producers that I actually got into in middle school and stuff. So Jimmy Napes is Sam Smith's producer, and I just fell in love with Sam Smith. And then eventually I kind of figured out about Jimmy Napes through, like, social media. So I would love to meet Jimmy Napes one day and just, like, pick his brain. And then the other, I guess there's a track off of Malcolm Moore and Ryan Lewis album called Bomb Bomb. And it's just Ryan Lewis instrumental. And it goes crazy. It just has all different kinds of sound effects. And I love noises or songs that have so many noises in them, but they all blend so beautifully. And so those producers kind of got me into it and kind of taught me, hey, like, this is what producing is. Like, it's a whole thing. And like I said a little bit earlier, like, at 13, I couldn't really afford to pay for a producer. I couldn't really afford to pay for an engineer. So I just knew I had to figure it out myself. And I fell in love with it as soon as I, started being able to make things that my brain was telling me I could hear. So, yeah, it was cool.
So what kind of tools do you like to use, like from when you started to now, as far as, for recording, mixing, producing?
I use Logic for the most part. I'm a sample producer also for the most part. I would like to hone my craft a little bit more to make my own samples. But as of right now, I just use Apple Loops and I have a MIDI keyboard. I have a mic. I don't remember. As of right now, I go to other studios and have them record me.
Okay.
So I'm going to move to Nashville in a couple months.
Nice.
And I hope to build my own setup and learn how to do everything myself. And I'll have more of a list of gear for you once I get there.
Oh, Nashville, y'all better watch out. Okay, we might be rap hip hop over here dominated, but y'all better watch out. She bringing the soul power over there, honey. Oh, honey, they ain't ready. They ain't ready, but they gonna learn.
They gonna learn.
They gonna learn.
They will.
Oh my goodness, how exciting! Because I presume because Nashville is like one of the biggest music cities around.
Yeah, for real. And I wanted to move to New York originally. But it's so expensive. And I felt like LA would be a little too fake for me. I just didn't think I'd fit in with a lot of people there. And I've never lived anywhere outside of Houston, like long term. So I felt like Nashville was more southern, kind of more like close to what I'm already used to. Mm-hmm. So it was just a good fit.
And, I think of Nashville, I think of Dolly Parton, and that is the most Southern hospitality you're going to get. So, yeah, I can feel you on that, and you're still close to Texas, so you can still see your family if you want to,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my partner's also from Texas, so he has family here, and he's very close to his family. So we'll be back in Houston every once in a while, I guarantee it.
Excellent, man. So are you already planning on any kind of venues you'd like to hit up in Nashville or particular that you'd like to perform next?
No, I really am just looking forward to diving into a completely new music scene. I've been to pretty much every major venue in Houston, not performance wise, but as an audience member. And I just want to take all that in, the new environment, new music, like new musicians. I'm really excited to rediscover that feeling again. So,
oh man, that's gonna be so exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about what kind of things do you like, elements do you like in your music when it comes to, the mixing, producing, whether you're doing it or another engineer, like any kind of special effects, instrumentals you really enjoy?
I really like reverb on my vocals. I think I have a very powerful, dynamic voice already. And to add that the perfect amount of reverb is just perfect. I like delay sometimes. It just really depends on the message that I'm trying to convey in the song. Because a lot of the sounds that I make, they have a personal reason behind it. So, for example, I have a song out called Got to Know, and it's about my relationship with my parents and my in my childhood. And my mom raised me on Michael Jackson and Mary J. Blige, very soulful R&B sound, and that song has a lot of R&B influence in it. So I would like the engineer, I guess, to reflect that in my vocals. So yeah,
I can vouch for that, okay? Because this mama right here, she's got an organ in them things, honey. I mean, man. Them pipes are something else, dog. Them pipes are something else, okay? Really. Hey, listen to this, okay? Don't just listen on Spotify, Apple Music, where all her stuff is. Y'all need to go.
Yeah.
Okay? You need to go, especially
Please come see me. I'll give you a hug for free.
Yes.
For free.
Yes. Good vibes for free, dog. Good vibes for free, dog. You can't pass that up.
Yeah.
Have you worked in various different studios when you record, or do you like to record in the same studio?
my journey's really started with all of that. Like I said, I started my internship at Studio 713, and interns were able to record there for free, basically, and just like hone their craft. And so I worked with an engineer there for my first release ever, and for a lot of the singles that are out now. But through making connections and meeting more people in the Houston music scene, I just recorded like 5 new songs with a new engineer and producer. And it's cool to hear the differences in how people make things. And it's also for me, it's about environment. It's about me feeling comfortable with the people that I'm creating with. And I can say that the second time around with the different producer and engineer, I felt a lot more comfortable. Felt a lot safer to speak up and collaborate and not just like be like, oh, okay, thank you so much for doing this for me. I'm not going to like give you any notes or changes. So that was really great.
Did you think that in comparison, was it just because maybe at the first time you were unfamiliar with the scenario, or was the second engineer just a little more?
They were just more personable, yeah. Mm. And I don't want to bad talk anybody. Like I have a lot of respect for 713. Yeah, I'll just say that. I have a lot of respect for 713. The second engineer was just a lot more personable and friendly. Yeah.
That's the kind of things that I think really is important, especially for the artists, because like we as engineers, we're just kind of like the geeks behind the computer thing, but it's like y'all are bearing your souls, and we need to be good, receptive, almost like nurses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're a patient, you're coming in, you got a wound, but you're really recording. Yeah. We need to make sure we patch it. You need extra pillows, baby? I got you. You need some lights? I got you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, But
we also need the engineer to be like, hey, look, this don't sound good. Yeah. We need to do something else. So it's a fine line. It's kind of the thing of, hey, we're nice to you and you're cool and we like what you're doing. But also I think that if you did it this way, let's try it, and see how it sounds. And if it's better, then it's better and you like it. If not, we'll go back and do it how you wanted to originally. And I think that collaboration's a big piece of making music as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, because just like a good nurse isn't going to let you fall out of your bed and just lie on the floor, an engineer's not going to be like, ooh, that was not C. That was not C. That was baby. Was that Batman symbol? I don't even know what that was. Like, don't let that go. Yeah, I appreciate that when the engineer's caring about the piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good that you were able to find, an engineer that knew how to work with you, because I feel like a lot of it is telepathic. It's like you're not saying nothing. You're just like,
yeah, it's like, please make my song sound great.
Yeah.
But like, for example, I have a song coming out called The Rest, and it has a really slow build up, but it's very intense. And so my engineer was like, hey, what do you think about this? And he cut out the whole build up because he wanted, people have shorter attention spans nowadays. Right. And so he was like, hey, I just don't think people are going to like stick around. And I was like, no, I like the buildup. I put it there for a reason. And he put it back. No big deal. No feelings were hurt. And we went on with the session. So,
yeah. Yeah. Some engineers maybe thinking about earworms, kind of thing. But we also need to understand the art behind the project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look. I'm not going to name it, I'm not going to name it. But some people be having these 13 long songs and you're like, dog. It's like reading Anne Rice. No, excuse me. It's like listening to an Anne Rice novel. Bruh, can we just get to the point?
Yeah. Yeah, I've never made a song longer than like 4 minutes. Yeah.
But I personally appreciate all the theatrics in a song. You know what I'm saying? If you got 4 minutes of silence, but there's a purpose to it, I'm like, no, don't skip it. There's a reason. Mm-hmm. I have an album that has 13 minutes of silence. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's trust in the process.
that 14th minute has a great beat drop.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, seriously. Like when you know it's 14 minutes because it hits, it's just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, I can appreciate, I like a little suspense, you know, same kind of thing. You know, it's like, like, where are we going with this? And then you hear that drop and you're like, oh, finally. Yes. Oh man, music is the best thing. Okay, I'm trying not to get adult in here, but it's happening a little bit. I'm sorry.
Hot coochie burning.
I'm telling you, when you're bringing in that heat, son, I'm sorry. You know, young ears, I just need to let you know the music is the heat, okay? Music is the heat, baby. And so speaking of your projects, your recent projects, you were busy last year. You have Till I Die, No Longer, Got to Know, which you talked about, P.T.S.D, and Marquee, and Repair My Soul that you came out with last year.
Yeah.
So my goodness, honey, what was last year? Where did the inspiration come from for all these projects?
I was just healing, and that's like the best way to put it. I had a lot of traumatic things happen to me as a teenager, and I wasn't able to fully participate in the recording process and becoming a musician because I was a minor. And then once I got clean and I started rebuilding my relationships and building myself as an artist, I just had so much to say. And so a lot of these songs that are out now are Till I Die is a love song about my current partner. I like I mentioned before, I'm 20 and I've known him since I was like 15, 16. So we haven't been together that entire time, but I really feel like I'll be with them till I die. And Got to Know, I've already spoken on. P.T.S.D was about my experience suffering with P.T.S.D. I witnessed a death, and so I have visual hallucinations sometimes due to that traumatic event. And I wrote the song, and I actually played it for the owner of 713, and he told me not to release it. And you told me, hey, like, you have an Adele voice. You shouldn't be making rock music or emo music. And I did it anyway. And that was one of my most, like, listened to songs on Spotify, which I think is really interesting. But that song has a really deep connection to me in my heart because of my friend who had passed away and just everything that had happened to me at that time. And I'm glad that people who have PTSD can relate to it and feel like it's an anthem for them. And I have a line in there that says, damaged but perfect by design. Because I feel like people who have mental illness, like, you can say that we're damaged, you know, we might be broken, but this is what was supposed to happen for us to fulfill our purpose. So that's PTSD. I can go on and on about that song. No Longer is kind of a sequel to PTSD. It's about a bunch of people who betrayed me after my friend's death. And it's just like, they try to come back in my life like later on and try to be friends with me again. I was like, yo, what's up? Why you being fake? What's up? Yeah. So we're no longer who we used to be. And then Repair My Soul is about addiction, actually. It's kind of hard to tell because it's such a pop anthem a little bit. I went to Freaky Deaky, which is an EDM festival out in Baytown, and I came back and I produced the whole track because I was so amazed with all of the DJs at Freaky Deaky. And basically how the lyrics came about was I was 6 months sober and my drug of choice was cocaine. And so I was like, dang, I'm still craving this thing. I've been clean off this thing for 6 months and I still want it. It almost killed me. Why? I don't understand. So I wrote Repair My Soul because I wanted to repair my soul from all of the cravings and stuff like that. And then Marquee is about a guy that I had a crush on, and basically he did not want to commit to me, but he would do a lot of boyfriend like things for me. So like I met the parents, we went on dinner dates, but I'm not ready for commitment. Yeah. So, and then he tried to come back in my life around the time that a song came out. Actually, it was really weird. But yeah, I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think I talked about all of them. But
wow. Oh man, where I need to pick up my purse. You know that's.
And you guys better be ready because I got 5 more, like I said. So it's going to be kind of a similar drop process, 1 song a month. I'm kind of waiting till I get to Nashville and settle down before I start releasing things because it's stressful to do all the things I do, plan a move cross country, and be releasing music. It's just a little much.
I mean, you pretty boss, you know what I'm saying? But that don't mean you got to go riding metal on metal, you know?
Yeah, I would be burned out. Because I also, I don't know if you've ever looked at my YouTube channel, but all of my lyric videos, I make all those myself.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, so I would have to make all the lyric videos, all the little TikTok ads that I would make. I made probably like 10 to 15 of those per song. And I just don't have time like I did last year to sit down and make all of those things.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But all the songs are ready. All the covers have been shot. It's just a matter of uploading them to DistroKid and releasing them. So
yes. So I'm still kind of new to all of these certain platforms. Like I've seen DistroKid and Tidal. I don't know if I'm saying that right, you know, kind of thing. You know,
T.H.E baby.
Yeah. So what platforms, you know, have been would you recommend the best as far as coming releasing music, especially for an indie artist?
I think DistroKid's really good. You can start off by paying $20 a year. My only recommendation for people who are starting to get into it and learning about distribution is DistroKid does have a thing where if you don't pay them anymore, so if, you know, you just stop paying your $20 a year, they will take your music down. Yeah, so they'll take your music down, but if you pay, I think, you don't quote me, but if you pay maybe like another $12 for each song that you drop, even if you discontinue your membership with DistroKid, your music's safe and it's still up there. So DistroKid's the only one that I've really used personally, but I just want to like let people know, it's like, hey, if you want your music to be completely 100% safe and you don't want to keep paying your DistroKid for whatever reason, make sure that you pay your fee.
Yeah. Oh my God. It gets a little overwhelming with all these platforms and their rules and things like that. And bless your heart, you are just, honey, you are leading the whole troops from all corners. She said, I do my own advertising. I do my lyric video. I write it. I produce. Man, honey, what?
I do all
and
my
you're
social
not burned
media.
out. And you're not burned out.
Oh, I'm tired.
Oh my goodness, honey.
Yeah.
If you were a candlestick, you would be wrapped around the world. My goodness. Lord of mercy. Very impressive, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just dedicated, and I want people to hear my message, and I want people to be impacted by it. So I got to do whatever I got to do to make sure that happens.
Now, you did release one music video for your song P.T.S.D, you know, which was very powerful. So can you tell us a little bit about how the music video production was for that project?
It was really cool, actually. So there's actually a very interesting backstory behind how the video even came about. So like during my internship, I scrubbed toilets. And when I mean like I scrubbed toilets, like I've cleaned vomit off toilets. I cleaned the whole studio, mopped it at least twice a week. And one day the video producer at 713, he came up to me and he said, "Hey, Merry Christmas. We're going to give you a free $1,500 music video because we see how hard you've been working." I flip out. So, of course, I have these 6 songs. I had no idea which one I was going to pick. And at that time, my life was very, like, spiritually was guided by my dead friends. I have 3 friends who have passed away. And so I thought this was kind of like them working their magic from the other side at the time. But basically, I played the video interns all of the songs. I said, "Hey, we can do whatever one you want. You guys can pick." They picked P.T.S.D. And I was like, wow, that's crazy that the song about my friends who have passed away is like the one we're doing. And it was really therapeutic to be able to explain this story and explain the context. And they were super great about being sensitive to the topic and making sure that if any of my friends' family members had seen it, that it wouldn't, personally offend them. And it was very respectful, in my opinion, of what happened. And they were very kind. They were like, hey, this is a very intense story that we're telling. Are you sure you're going to be okay, like reliving all of this? And I said, yeah, I want to go to a forest or a park because that's where it happened, like in real life. And I wanted to be covered in blood in the video because that's something else that had happened in real life. And it was just very important to me to get this like story told, because no matter if you're, a veteran who's gone to war, or, you've seen gun violence, or even, sexual trauma, like there's all different kinds of PTSD. And I just wanted people to feel heard and represented, knowing that it's not just something that happens to people who go to war. And that was really important to me with the production of the video. Yeah.
Yeah. Those kind of projects, I really, those are very special projects that want to handle with care. And I appreciate that you and the whole crew took very meticulous care, making sure that it was done in good taste, but got your vision across, But man, I can't stop saying what a trooper you are. Cause my condolences, of course, to them, they're not gone. You know what I'm saying? They're still doing their thing. They vibing, obviously, you know what I'm saying? You've seen all this success happening kind of things, but that's powerful, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I miss my friends all the time. It's been maybe it's been like 3 years, coming up on 4 years since they've passed, or at least the first one. And then the other two, it's been 3 years. It's been a long journey. I've had to learn how to heal, and I've had to learn how to let go a lot, but I wouldn't change it. Unfortunately, I would change the fact that my friends are gone, but where I'm at now, I wouldn't change. Yeah.
I just love the idea of immortalizing someone's memory in music and art, though. I think that's the most purest form of remembering someone that you really care about. So kudos to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I know I'm a big old sap, but that's because I'm human, damn it.
And actually, one of my friends, his favorite rapper was Lil Peep. So kind of a big thing for me was being able to one day be able to go on stage and sing a Lil Peep song. You know what I mean? Either on my friend's birthday or something like that, or just to be able to say his name and have people respond and be like, yeah, we miss him. He was important because he impacted a lot of people when he was alive. So, yeah.
It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man, And whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours or 5 years, that time is immortalized, in your art. And that's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, buddies.
Rest in peace, all of y'all. All of y'all. Y'all make me cry. I didn't even know you. Shame on you. Jesus, a good thing I didn't put on no makeup. I'd be real upset, you know what I'm saying? But, whatever. It's okay. It's all right. We good. We good in the neighborhood. We got this. We got this.
You want a hand hug?
Oh, yes. Here, hold on. Let me drop my hand. It's all,
we're going to do a hand hug.
Yes. There we go. Yes. So you mentioned you got some projects that you got in the works coming up for this year, so we can get a little sneak peek of what we can be expecting.
Yeah. I think I'm going a little more emo, honestly. More relaxed emo. It's not as intense as P.T.S.D, but definitely a lot more guitar. More stuff on addiction. I have a song about one of my friends who's still alive, and they went through a pretty bad alcohol addiction, and it was really hard to watch. And so I wrote a song about that. And I had a lot of family members who were hypocritical of me. Addiction runs in my family, but I kind of became the black sheep of my family because I had an addiction. Isn't that weird? You know what I mean? So I wrote a song called To My Face, which all of my friends really love. And I'm really excited to drop it, about my family members and the ones who had been hypocritical to me and certain people that I've had to cut off due to that situation. And I have a song called Alive. And I have a sentence that I say that most people are like, wow, that's a very interesting sentence. And I go, everyone loves the funky songs about my mom. So I have a song called Alive that I've been performing at Paint the City a couple times, and people really like it. And it's about my relationship with my mom and kind of being like, hey, I'm an adult. I don't need you no more. But me and my mom actually have a really great relationship now. But I wrote it at a time where we were like iffy. And then what's the other one? Oh, Gods of Athens. I have another one that's more R&B style love song, once again about my partner. And the other one, I forgot it off the top of my head, but I guarantee it's great.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. Because so far you have not let me down, madam. You have not let me down. So you say you've been releasing singles once a month?
Yeah.
On a
Yeah. So
goodness.
Yeah, I was really trying to push for February to be the first drop date so I could, continue to stay relevant. And the ever-growing music scene, I don't know if you guys all know this, but there's at least 60,000 songs that are uploaded to Spotify, like, every day. So it's kind of just a thing of you got to be releasing at least, like, once a month or, like, once every 2 weeks to keep up with the amount of artists that are so talented. And so that's why I got to keep grinding. But I'm going to take a little bit longer of a break. Sorry to my fans, because your girl's making moves.
Literally.
Like I got a shoot tomorrow, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with Dot. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, just never stopping. I won't be able to get to some sleep till probably Sunday morning, and I haven't gotten much sleep since Wednesday.
No. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge with us, though, man.
Oh, no problem. I'd love to come on anytime you want me to.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, but it's a special treat, to get the female perspective on this as engineer and as artist too. You know what I'm saying? Because we unicorns in this mug, honey.
We are unicorns. And if there's any other unicorns out there, know that you're special and know your worth. Because you a bad bitch.
Okay. Look, just be a nice engineer. I don't, whatever your chromosome is, whatever your pronoun is, baby, we love you. Just be nice.
Yeah. Be nice.
Be nice. And remember, you're the nurse in that studio, okay? Don't let your patient fall out of the bed. Don't just leave them there. Man, look, okay, Waves auto-tune. Andres can only go so far, bruh. Okay, don't tell him it's C when it's A. Please.
Yeah.
No. I don't care if you know music theory. That's off.
Yeah. And if you don't know music theory, just say, that's whack.
Okay. They're like, you can do better. I know you can. Yeah. Okay.
Let's try that one again.
Yes.
Go again.
Do you have any last little bit of advice for the listeners?
Breathe. Go to therapy. Take care of yourselves. Know that you're special and that you deserve to be here.
Hit rewind and play and make a loop out of it. Okay? If you don't have Fruity Loops, if you don't have Logic, if you don't have Ableton, Splice will help you make that loop.
Or you can upload it to Spotify and just press repeat.
That too. Okay. All right. Remember.
Yeah, remember, because you guys deserve happiness and you deserve peace.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You heard it from Miss Grace yourself. Remember that. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week, and thank you, Miss Lillian Grace, for joining us this week.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
It was a pleasure having you, man. And we'll talk to you all next week. Peace.